go. Welcome back, guys. So let's go into Thom Yorke. Let's go into falsetto. Let's go into some of the things that I noticed that you may not. So this term, it's just falsetto. You know, it's not nothing. It ain't much of nothing. I'm always wary when people make comments like this because there's a sense of, in my mind, a lack of understanding. Just like full voice singers, just like medium volume singers, whatever type of singing we're doing, there is separating the men from the boys, so to speak. There is efficient quality technique versus, crude, inefficient technique. And that's really a lot of the time what's going to distinguish between whether it sounds professional or not. Not whether it's powerful, not whether it's boomy, whether it's coordinated efficiently, calmly, and precisely. Thom Yorke is a great example of this, yeah? People who, have this idea of it's just falsetto, they won't necessarily notice some of the nuances that we're going to go into. Now, I spoke to somebody recently and I was saying, look, Thom Yorke is not famous because he can sing high, and he is not famous because he can sing powerfully. So what is it? Why is he a great singer? Why is he known as a great singer? It's because of the precision and the execution more than anything else, and we will hear it in this song. He's sat with just a piano, he's singing live under pressure, and he executes extremely very, 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 very well. Yeah, let's have a look at some of this. So just go into it. See, right, the reverb's on because I'm going to sing with, but let's just think about this starting point. We're going to stop and start through this. If you want to watch the whole performance, I'll put a link in the description so you can watch it all through, but we're going to stop and start and just go through details. So the start point is key. Like the back of your hand. Listen to that. No, It's a little bit of squeeze. Yeah? Even at the start, we can distinguish between a singer who is disconnected. If they were, no, like the back of your hand. It sounds clumsy. It sounds unprofessional. When we've got this little bit of pressure there, on of the back of your hand. Underneath the words is is that little bit of pressure. Back of your hand. Got me into this mess, so you get me out. Yeah. And all through, listen, that light pressure. You get me out. It's not loud, it's not high, but it's very, very precise. You get me out. And it's vulnerable, man. The delicate adjustments that are needed for this kind of singing, you're not going to get there if you're in a state of fear, if you're in a state of panic. Now, imagine being on live television and being that calm. That's the thing. And let's just get this off for a sec. I want to reiterate that because I don't think people understand. Imagine being on stage, live television, and being that calm. I'm just in my bedroom making a video. Yeah, so I'm able to be calm and be in the moment just like he is. Could I do it in front of, hundreds of thousands of people on stage, one shot, let's go? It's not quite as easy as that, man. And that's what separates out some of these guys. It's not necessarily that they can do it, it's that under pressure, they don't care. They're just the same. In his head, he's just like, nah, literally like that. That is no joke.
You know, like the back of your hand, your bell jar.
Yeah, let's listen to that bit, because he does squeeze on a little bit here, and then he backs off a little bit.
Your bell jar.
See, your bell is squeezed, and then he releases a little bit. Your bell job, your bell job. Listen to that. A compression change. That is a break, quote unquote. It's a compression change, but listen to how subtle it is. See? It's no joke, man. These adjustments are small, but they make a difference.
Your collection, as you knew, you got me into this mess. And they know it,
And they know it, and they know it. Now listen, it's going up higher now, towards second bridge. Releasing up there, exactly the same pressure. There's no bridging, there's no sense of transition. He just squeezes just in that nice little precise way.
the seeds of the dandelion
Blow away.
and good time.
Yeah. Anger. And he's got anger, anger, anger time.
Time.
Anger time.
I hope and pray if I'm not there now.
Yeah. Pray if I'm not there now. If I'm not there now.
Physically, I'm always before you. Come wipe me.
Now you can hear some of this transition between the range. You can hear a little of chest resonance coming in as he drops down here. Just listen to this.
I'm always before you.
On before you. I'm always before you. I'm always before you. You can hear it coming in, but it's kind of a result. It's kind of a result, and what I mean by that is when you have that even pressure going up and down the range, the resonance should just sort itself out. He's not thinking head, now chest. He's not thinking that. What he's thinking is he's literally feeling even pressure as he goes up and back down, and he trusts that his voice is going to know what it needs to do. Now that's key, because what he's doing is he's controlling the stuff that matters, and the rest of it he leaves alone. And this is like a difficult thing for struggling singers to understand, is we have to understand what is it we're physically trying to do and what is it we need to put aside and not worry about. And with all the talk of chest and head and pharyngeal resonance and hooty resonance and chesty resonance, all these different terms and stuff, people start to think in terms of, oh, this needs to sound a certain way, and this is my chest now, and that was my head, and all this junk gets going in their head. Yeah? Imagine a world where that doesn't exist. That's the world that these types of singers have lived in, because they didn't ever learn any of that. They just sat down and learnt to use their voice. Now, that is such a key thing to understand if you want to start sounding more like a natural singer, if you want to start sounding more like these guys, is try and think, right, what is it that they have picked up on and understood as natural singers, and what is all the stuff that I think I know that they have zero awareness of. Because that stuff they have zero awareness of, it's not needed. And the proof that it's not needed is that they can do it without that knowledge. Yeah? The proof that it's not needed is that they can do it without that knowledge that you have. Yeah? They didn't have a coach there to say, oh, that's your falsetto and now you need to go into your mix there and all this stuff. It's simpler than that for them. Much, much simpler. Now, some people criticize me because, they say, well, it's so kind of vague, your ideas, they're so vague, why don't you have all these terms and things? And whilst I do believe in some terminology because it helps explain things to people, what I also believe in is, look, you don't need to know any of this stuff. You just need to do it, and you just need to feel what's happening in a very kind of delicate, intuitive way. That's what singers like Thom Yorke are doing. And you listen through. And you know it, oh, let me out, and you know it, gone is the touch of gone is the touch of your hand.
Move through the moment.
Yeah, let's do this bit. Move through the moment. Move through the moment. That moment. You've got to be very precise there to get it in. And you heard it crinkle a little bit when I did it. And then I got there slowly. But that's just to show you, man. I have to think about this sometimes. It doesn't just pop out as it will do for him. Because my ability isn't quite as high as his. At least with this type of sound. His execution is better than mine. It's more consistent. It's calmer. It is more presentable as a professional product. And when I talk about my strengths, I'm talking about a more of a diverse range of sounds. But other than that, ultimately it comes down to the execution, and the execution is the thing that's going to separate him from me. I.e., he's a professional singer. I'm a voice coach, and also the sea of singers out there. It's going to separate the ones that make it from the ones that don't a lot of the time, because most professional singers are much more in his direction than they are in the direction of, I have a powerful voice and I have lots of range. Does that make sense? I guess we'll leave it at that for today. I wanted to just break down some of these ideas for you. The way I feel it when we're doing this is very much a certain type of squeeze that I go into.
Transformation
That cools and fades. If I knew now, if I knew now, if I knew now. I'm feeling this underneath. In terms of the pressure, the closure. And then on top of that, I'm putting the consonants and vowels. And the reason I'm able to do that is because the thing I go on about all the time is separation between the articulators and the coordination in the larynx. Yeah, what you'll find and what a lot of struggling singers will find is they can find that pressure, but as soon as they put the words there, that pressure goes all over the place. On some consonants it'll grab, on other consonants it'll let go, and it's very difficult then to keep even pressure through the phrase. So this all goes back to my ideas and, you know, all this stuff, but I wanted to break down just some basic falsetto singing at a high level to show you guys some of the details that are going on. It is no joke. It is no joke to sing at this level. It's very, very difficult, and it takes a lot of time and work to put the pieces together. And I'll reiterate, it's not necessarily going to require a lot of strength, but it is going to require a lot of precision and a lot of skill to do at this level. It's a little bit like if you write calligraphy, you know, with a pen. They're not motions that require a lot of strength, but they're motions that require a lot of fine motor skills. And that's really where falsetto singing separates itself from, you know, more medium and full voice singing, is the fine adjustments that need to be made. Now, you need a lot of fine adjustments to sing at higher volumes, no doubt, but they feel less fragile and delicate to the singer. You know, if you're stressed and, you know, you feel like you're not calm, you can still get away with full voice singing and it will come out pretty good. If you aren't calm when you're singing like this, if there's any fear or trepidation in the mind, it just collapses so easily. It's like it's like a paper model, or a house of cards. Like any little twitch or gust of wind is just going to, it's just going to blow it over and just destroy it. And that's a lot of the time what good falsetto singing can feel like to somebody who's struggling, myself included. It can just feel so uncomfortably fragile and vulnerable and delicate because of the fine motor skills required. And if you're not calm, it won't work. I'll leave you with that, guys. Have a good day and take care. Bye. Thanks for watching this video, guys. If you want my help personally, you can book a one-on-one training session. Drop me a message. My email is in the description. And if you feel like this message was of value, then please feel free to make a donation equal to that value. Again, donation link is in the description. And finally, please share this video with other singers you know. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up. And I will see you in another video. Bye.